Hey guys, welcome back. Again, Gracie can't be here. She still needs to be with her mom. But I wanted to do something that a lot of people have been debating about: service dogs and emotional support animals. So, by the ADA, service dogs are considered, I got my notes, service animals are defined as dogs that are individually trained to do work or perform tasks for people who have disabilities. So, what that means is they could be a seizure alert dog where they alert you to a seizure, or they could be a migraine dog where they alert you that you're about to have a chronic migraine or faint. They could be a PTSD dog and they can search a room before you go in it, that way you feel safe. Service dogs are performing a task. Now, is there a certain disability you need to have a service dog? No, not really. They count like cancer, epilepsy, schizophrenia, PTSD, autism as disabilities that you can get a service dog for. Or another option is an emotional support animal. An emotional support animal, I'm gonna bring up that exact thing. An emotional support animal, or ESA, is a type of animal that provides comfort to help relieve a symptom of effect of a person's disability. Under U.S. law, an emotional support animal is not a pet and is generally not restricted by species. So I know some people who have cats as emotional support animals. But again, emotional support animal and service dogs, they are both considered medically necessary. You would have to see your psychiatrist or your counselor, and they usually would be the ones to recommend it. Now, can you get one without their approval? Depending on your state, do your research, and they'll be able to tell you. Now, emotional support dogs and service dogs, are they allowed in the same spaces? No. The ADA says that service dogs are allowed to be out in public anywhere you want, unless your dog is not housebroken or making a complete fool of themselves, making a big ruckus, basically, and you cannot get them under control. This can be barking at somebody, this can be going to bite somebody, this can be just trying to get on the table, this can be any kind of thing like that. You will be asked to leave. Now, an emotional support animal, can you bring them anywhere? No, you actually can't. Now, you might want to do your research again with the ADA or your state laws on disabilities, because they might say, oh, you can bring them in certain areas if you have this paperwork or something, like for college or for schooling or anything like that. Now, restaurants may say no. And I am so sorry to tell you this, but there is no registration for ESAs or service animals. Sorry, it doesn't exist. I got 50 websites I could probably pull up right now on my laptop here that will say that they are there for service animals and that you have to register them, and you'll get this little card in the mail or something and it'll say service dog or whatever. Sorry, it's not required. The ADA actually states that there is no way someone can ask for registration. That is breaking the law. In fact, if you have those little cards, some people just get them just that way they have an easier time going in and out with access issues. But it makes it really hard on the next person, because then we have to explain that it's not real and that I'm sorry, I don't have one. And really it's this, and it's just a lot of mess for the next person. But the only thing people are actually allowed to ask of you is A, if it's a service dog, and B, what it is tasked to do. So you could say, I have a service dog and is tasked to do deep pressure therapy. That's it. You don't even have to give the whole length. Like, I know I'm going to need a bunch of services for me personally, but you only have to give one. You don't even have to give them anything else. They don't need to know when's your dog's birthday. They don't need to know what chronic illness you have. They don't need to know why, because that is your personal information. They are breaking the law if they are doing that. Now, I'm not saying just go call the cops every single time someone asks you that. I would say educate them. They do have on Amazon, I'm going to be getting them pretty soon, these little cards, okay? And they have the ADA laws on them. And you can carry them with you wherever you go. And it's really simple just to hand them out to people whenever they have an issue. That way they have a copy on hand. So that way maybe the next person that comes in with a service dog doesn't have to go through the same issues that you went through. Now, again, the only things they're allowed to ask you, is it a service dog? And what's the task? Now, what about emotional support animals? Do they have any kind of questions that they can invade your privacy with? No. No, no, no. They basically can say the same thing. Is this an emotional support animal? Yes. What is it tasked to do? Give me comfort for, whatever. They're there for comfort. Now, I know there's a lot of you out there that are probably like, I really want to bring Max with me everywhere I go. Why can't I just have him as a service dog? Because you're kind of breaking the law. And honestly, in order to have a service dog, again, you need a psychiatrist and a counselor to really agree. And if you are just using your dog, being like, oh, well, he's trained enough, he could come in as a service dog, and, I won't get caught and everything, well, bravo for you, but eventually somebody's going to figure it out, whether you're feeding your dog table food or, your dog goes to other people. It makes it really difficult for those of us that actually have service dogs. Just saying. Now, for emotional support animals, like I said, you could have a cat, you could have a dog, you could have an emu. If you have an emu, invite me over. But you can have just about any kind of animal that the ADA says is alright, basically. Now, I don't have a list of animals with me, because it really says just any kind of species. I'm checking again on my notes, because my brain does not work the same, y'all. It does not work the same as yours, pretty much. I have a lot of problems with memory and speech sometimes, so you might hear me stutter a little bit in different issues, but we'll get into that another time. But basically, if you go to like college or school, you will need a letter and have to fill out a form, usually for an ESA. And for a service dog, like right now I'm in college, I volunteered to do a form. That way if my professors are like, oh, is this a legit service dog? My counselor for disabilities can say yes, and this is what she is tasked to do. Again, no kind of misinformation, no kind of intrusive medical thing going on here, sorry. It's just basically my name, her name, and what she does. And that's it. And, anybody can ask you those questions. Now, does it cost money to have a service dog or emotional support dog? Yes, it does. Now, for a service dog, where I'm from Louisiana. So Louisiana usually has a thing where they want you to get your dog trained by someone certified to train your dog. Other states may have a thing where you can train at home. The ADA might even say a quotient where they want your dog, trained. You can have your dog trained somewhere else or at home. I am personally training with a qualified trainer just because I'm not that great at training. Why? Because I want to give her all the treats. Simple as that. I love dogs. I love puppies. But emotional support dog, same thing. You might have to do training. That way, basic training, like if you go to PetSmart, they got the puppy stage and stuff like that. Or if you have a cat, you definitely got to do vet bills. You got to do shots. You got to do, regular animal stuff. Pay for the litter box, pay for food, get water bowls, things like that. Now, so they do cost some money. They really do cost some money. Is it different having an emotional support animal or a service dog living the life? Absolutely. Why? Because you got to make decisions based on your animal and what's best for your animal. You are not that important anymore. Sorry, it's true. You have to look at what is best for your animal. Now, if you have a cat, I know some people just leave their cats at home, and that's fine, if you feel comfortable with that, if you have an ESA. But usually, if you have a service dog, you usually kind of got to take them certain places and everything, to survive, basically. I know for me, example, I cannot walk into the Walmart. I cannot. I start having panic attacks right away. I start having problems moving. I start having problems with speech. Walmart freaks me out. Okay, and I used to be a hardcore Walmart fan. Okay, but now I can't even go in there because my disability doesn't allow me. I can't do crowded areas. I can't do certain places. That's why you see me right here. I'm here recording inside. So I'm able to talk to a camera. If I probably saw my whole audience out there, I'd be like, no, I can't do this. But I'm talking to the camera right now. And, well, to all of you too, but through the camera. But everything is decided upon your animal. You gotta see if someone could watch your animals, if someone can, if you could bring your animal to that place. You can't just be very spontaneous and be like, I'm gonna hop in an Uber and I'm gonna go bar tipping. I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna bar hop my way through New Orleans. No, you can't do that. Why? Because it's not exactly the best place for your service animal. There's a lot of people. People are going to be stepping on your dog. Your dog's going to probably have to go potty multiple times. You're getting drunk. Well, or if you were me, you'd be getting drunk. Because I am very, very lightweight. Sorry about that. But it's true. So you have to think of your service animal or your ESA with everything. And honestly, that's probably the better thing to do anyway. I'm just like, if my service dog can't go anywhere, I'm not going anywhere, to be honest with you. But then again, that's just me. So you make your own decisions. Now, are there some disorders that are considered not disabilities by the ADA that does not allow you to have a service dog, basically? Yes, like pedophilia, or pyromania. Sorry, guys, we can't help you with that. No, you might be maybe emotional. No, never mind. Maybe not even an emotional support animal. Again, check your laws, check your state laws, and see what you're able to do. Now, any more questions about ESAs or disability dogs? I'm gonna have to get that up. Now, there is another little group of animals, and their therapy animals are usually therapy dogs. Now, do they have the rights to go out in public? No, not really. Not unless, I know some of them go to, hospitals or schools, but they have to have the training, and they have to be allowed by that sanctuary or wherever they're going to go there. They can't just pop up and be like, hey, how y'all doing? No, it doesn't work that way. They have to have, they have to have the training, and they have to be allowed by that sanctuary or wherever they're going to go there. They can't just pop up and be like, hey, how y'all doing? No, it doesn't work that way. They have to have, they have to have the training, and they have to be allowed by that sanctuary or wherever they're going to go there. This is part of the ugly, by the way, because I have a problem forming words sometimes. But this is... I just lost my concentration. I just forgot what we were talking about. I kind of blacked out for a minute. This is the ugly. This is the ugly of having a disability. But if there's anything else you want to talk about, please be free to comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.